In our parsha, we find two of the most powerful words in the entire Torah. And these words are not only powerful in the Torah, but I believe they can be so incredibly powerful and impressionable on our lives if we learn the lesson. The story is about Yehuda, the son of Yaakov. Yehuda has a number of sons. And his son Er marries a woman named Tamar. Er dies. Yehuda then says to Tamar, okay, marry my other son, Onan. She marries Onan. Onan dies. Yehuda is now nervous. He has another son, Shelah, who he still wants to marry Tamar, but he says, I'm worried Shelah is going to die. So Yehuda says to Tamar, please sit at home. I don't want you to marry Shelah because I'm worried he's going to die as well. Now Tamar, on a level of Ruach HaKodesh, understands that she is destined to be the matriarch of the kingship of the Jewish people of Israel. And therefore she says, I have to find a way to be able to get the seed of the house of Yehuda. So she consorts with Yehuda in exchange for a kid that Yehuda sends, and his signet and his staff, which he gives to her. And when he sends, after he's together with her, when he sends this kid to give to her in exchange for her, his people look and look for Tamar, who he thought was not Tamar, and they can't find her. And he said, okay, well, let's just leave it. Let's sort of cover up if we can, because we don't want anyone to know about what happened here. And then 3 months later, we find that Yehuda is told that Tamar is pregnant. So the response is, okay, look what she did. It's terrible. Let her be burnt at the stake. And they asked Tamar, as they were bringing her out to be burnt at the stake, whose child is this that you are pregnant with? And she didn't want to embarrass Yehuda. She still had his signet and staff. And she said to the people, well, whoever this belongs to, that's who I am pregnant from. And they bring this back to Yehuda, and Yehuda looks at the signet and staff, and now it all makes sense to him why they couldn't find her in the first place when giving her her reward for being together with him. Now Yehuda understands that it was really Tamar, his daughter-in-law. At this point, Yehuda can cover everything up. He can let Tamar go to her death, and the story would never come out. But Yehuda realizes his mistake. He takes responsibility, and he uses two very powerful words. Tzadka mimeni. She was right, and I was wrong. And therefore the Torah identifies Yehuda in a positive light of the fact that he was straight and he was honest. And really, that's how we, the descendants of Yehuda, are supposed to behave as well. How often in life do we find in our relationships, when we make mistakes and we try to double talk our way out of it, or we try not to tell the entire truth because we don't want to be possibly caught as having made a mistake. And then in the end, what happens is, over the course of time, we eventually just say it like it is, and we tell the truth, and we say that we honestly made a mistake because we take responsibility for our actions. Those words, tzadka mimeni, she was right, or perhaps he was right when it comes to a relationship, or I'm sorry, are so vital, not just for a relationship, but for our own sense of self and comfort with ourselves. Not living life in a fantasy where we try to cover up and make things seem okay, while internally we're destroyed because of the mistakes that we made. Truth brings about the ability of us to be able to learn from our mistakes. If we are not truthful with ourselves and with our close people who have close relationships with us, then we will never be able to live, turn the page, and learn from our mistakes. Thank you for listening, and have a good Shabbos.